we go. All right, so let's talk a little bit about digital forensics and incident response. This is a pretty important domain, and I think that it's kind of a fun domain. If you've never played with anything digital forensics before, then you're really missing out, right? There's a lot of good things out there that could be utilized for forensics and being able to try to resurrect stuff, bring it back from the dead if you can, because a lot of times our devices won't last as long as we would hope that they would. So what does that mean? We have this forensic process that we try to go through, and we're able to collect information, examine it, analyze it, and then report on it, and it's a cyclic approach. So what does that mean? Well, that means that it would go in and we'd capture the media, we'd collect. After we collected that, we would go in and actually parse it through and bring back some interesting information or the data about it, and then maybe go look up and try to find important key facts about it. From that, then we would enter it into evidence. And a lot of times, I think especially with a lot of the young folks out there today, they think that their phone's different than a lot of other phones that are out there. And until somebody does a forensic analysis on it and you're able to pull everything back on it. So there's been a lot of documented issues with different forensic things. Probably one of the most widely known is, well, there's a bunch of them, but Hillary Clinton had her BlackBerry confiscated, and not 100% sure what exactly was found on there, other than forwarded emails, which is a violation of a clearance, a security clearance, to take, even if it's unclassified, you should not be doing that on your personal device. But she was cleared by the FBI director, who then got fired, and after that, who knows what's going to happen. But it seems as though this is always every few months here. How somebody big ends up doing something they shouldn't be doing, and they get a lot of information collected on. Check it out with, I remember probably about 18 months, maybe 24 months ago, I went home for lunch, and the TV was on, or maybe it was after dinner or after work, and I went home and the TV was on, and I remember Jared Fogle, the FBI was investigating they went into his house because some other guy that he knew, at that time that was the information that we had, and some other guy he knew had been arrested for child pornography. And my wife and we had a conversation about it, and I said, if the FBI is going over to Gerald Fogle's house, there's a good chance that they already know that he's in on it too, and they're just going to corroborate additional information on it. And sure enough, 2 or 3 days later, he got taken, and now he's in the pokey for a long time. So that's what they do. They try to keep the evidence, especially the digital evidence, intact by creating things like hashes for integrity purposes. Because if something happens to you on your device and you get prosecuted, I hope, if you have enough money at least, you can hire a good defense attorney. And hopefully that good defense attorney would come over and talk to a digital expert to try to refute the person that's on the prosecuting side's evidence that they have intact. And the first thing that you go after is the chain of custody. Did they handle the evidence correctly? Did they create an MD5 hash of the device? When they pulled it off of there, what did they do? How do I know that guy didn't put something on there? How do I know I'm not being framed? Can they show me the digital evidence? And until they do, it's a reasonable doubt. And that's what the prosecution is trying to avoid.